Peace. I'd like to speak a little bit more, a bit about some of what we spoke about yesterday, and the importance and the nature, the why, the reason behind why it is so important, why it is required of you, that you are authentic in this decision within you, that you will decide of yourself, that truth will occur here now within you, that you have this authenticity, and that in this authenticity there is care for others. The reasoning why this is important. I would like us all to be able to be present for this and to understand. Let us have compassion for our own hearts, and it is okay wherever you are in this process of your own being, in your own journey, as this plays in so many different ways. That you make this decision, that you will be authentic, that you will have this grace, and that you will gift it upon all things, a care for each other. Because this will be revealed upon your being, the care that you have for another. You will receive this fruit. You will receive the consequence of your own being. And we may ask, we may wonder, perhaps the others will not have compassion for me. Perhaps there will be no understanding. Perhaps I will be myself and I will be rejected. I'll be met with hatred. I'll be met with disdain. I will be called a liar. People will project upon me their own insecurity. Of course they will. Of course they will. It is one may only see as they are. So let us reflect on our own eyes. Let us accept all others as a purpose upon us, that we are a witness to ourselves. That you have this greatness, that you have this glory, that God lives within you in every attribute of God. That you become an image of this. That you make this decision within your being, that this truth will be. The compassion, that kindness, that care, that grace come from this authentic place of being, that you share this. Even if it is in your aloneness, that you share this, that it occurs within you in the way that you witness, in the way that you see others, and that they become this transformed likeness through this process. Let us consider, let us imagine for ourselves the creative principle that a human being is, that consciousness is, that this God dwells within you, that there is a consequence to this, that you are participating in the creation that you are a witness to. So I will tell myself such a story, perhaps, that I will be rejected, that I will be hated for who I am, that others will project onto me their own being, that my words will be twisted against me. Will I not be allowed to witness this then, in the nature of my being, that all things become a mirror to me? If I hold this belief within my being, that I will be hated, that I will be rejected, will this not be the fruit that I know as I am a witness to others? And let us have presence for this. Let us have compassion for our own being, that this process is occurring, and that in this allowance of witnessing, of this belief, of this delivered state of faith, that it is itself a teaching, that this be revealed upon you, and that you further discern and find of your own nature what is occurring here now within me. What is occurring here now within you. So there is importance in this, even if it is in your aloneness, and there is great purpose in your aloneness. Let us have presence for this. Let us have understanding and acceptance of ourselves, the authentic being that we are. and that we shape this authentic being that we are to a care of others through a wisdom and humility of ourself, through an understanding of ourself, that we are participating in the creation that we will be a witness to. And so perhaps now I have found belief of myself that I will be seen as humble and true, that my authenticity is a grace upon others, and that it will be received and returned upon me. And perhaps even still in this, I will be met with rejection, a further test upon me, a further test upon you. You see, it is a personal thing. It is a personal thing. The truth of your nature and being in all that you see before you, a test upon you, that you are further sharpened in this, that you attain a higher embodied nature in this, that you will go through this process of your own being, and that you do not hide it away from others. As you have been granted others, let us be humble to this, that the others were granted upon you, that you may know of yourself, that you face this testing trial, that you overcome all of this rejection. You see, if others are to twist your words, if such a thing, that they will project hatred and malice upon you, if your word is true, if it was authentic, if it was grace, in these others, they take it within their being and they seek to twist it into something else. They have still brought truth into their being. They have still been allowed a witnessing of yours. And you may not see it, not at first, as the symbol, the self that you are. It reveals in time and in presence. Perhaps you make a decision that I will be authentic. I will grant this grace of care and compassion. I will have strength for this. And you are met with rejection. And you allow this of others, that they see as they are, and that your vision is not moved by this. You see as you are. Your authenticity, your grace, you see it in others. You grant it upon others. And perhaps a day will come whenever these others who have twisted your words, who have rejected you, who have sought a damnation and a condemnation of you, perhaps a day will come whenever they face their own humble truth in their being. This truth that you spoke into them at last arises. It comes awake. And you may not see it. Not in their being, but in yours. And there will be a day that comes that they will awaken to their own judgment of themselves. And they will have you to remember as humble and gracious as they care of them, that you would go through this, that you would go through this rejection, as a proof of your own being, as a personal thing. That you grant them compassion, that you grant them care, that you would offer this yourself, who you are truly. And that you do this not because another commands it of you. You do not do this because I have spoken it to you. But this something in you has come awake, as I have offered you this. Humility and grace of my own authentic being. That you may have your own. That I will witness you in this way. And that you are allowed to witness me as you are. And every other upon you. That we allow this. That we do not make a prisoner of each other. That we do not hold each other captive. But the way that we believe of each other, the way we speak to each other, the care that we have for each other, even in our failures and our flaws, as surely this will occur as a wisdom and a purpose, as a teaching and a learning of mercy and forgiveness, of this compassion, of this care, of this love that I am, that you are, that we may grant upon each other, that God is alive in you. and that your faith is delivered here and now. Whether it be true that you believe that you will be hated, you will be allowed to witness. Whether it is so that you believe that you will overcome regardless of this, is a personal testing trial upon your being that you will be true. Even in your aloneness, you see, even in your aloneness, you do not need to have company for this, but in the way that you witness of all others in the world before you. And this has importance, that you do not remove your presence, that you do not seek to remove your presence from all things, from the others, from the world before you that may reject you. We do not need to hide away from this, that evil occurs. Let us instead take up this strength within our being, that this is where it dies, within my being, within yours. That we have not retreated from this, but that we stand tall, that we are strength, that we are just in this authentic presence, this grace, this authentic being, this grace, this self, this truth that you are in the decision that you make here and now, that you will allow it within your being and all others, that you become this highest and truest form that you are. Through every flaw, through every failure, and let it be plainly known. Let it be plainly known. If you are strong, and if you find yourself here, surely you have strength within you. If you find yourself here, surely there is strength within you, great strength of God, to have presence in witnessing. If you are strong, of course there will be times you walk alone. And in every wrong done, you will be able to brave it, so God will grant you more of it as a further test upon you. Let us think upon our ancestors, our forefathers, the ones we admire, the ones we tell stories of, the ones that we hope will live within us, the ones we hope will smile upon us in our own deeds, the ones who were strong, the ones who went through great trials and tribulations, the ones who stood tall amidst any evil. The decisions were made that they will be who they are, that this strength within them is true, that there was a care, that there was authenticity here, that they went through it, that they braved the suffering, and that you yourself now have life from this. We do not need to hide away from it. We do not need to be confused upon it. There is evil that is occurring. Here is purpose that you have this care in your being. Children are being wronged in this world. Elders are being wronged in this world. Our youth is being wronged in this world. Our people of strength and age, our adults, young men, strong men, weak men, we are being asked to consent to an abuse, that we withdraw ourselves from this, that evil may make decisions and do what it will do, that it will kill, that it will steal, that it will harm others. And let us understand this as a gift upon us, that we may be, as our ancestors were, the ones that we look up to, the ones we admire, the God that live within you, the very God that live within you. That you are allowed this opportunity to be an answer to every wickedness. The innocence has a safety in your presence, that you will make this decision in your authentic representation of your being, in the grace that you are, the compassion, the care, that you are willing to go through this suffering in your being and all others, that your presence will live here, that there is no retreat from this, that you yourself are victory, even in your aloneness, or in the presence of any other. Maybe they reject you, perhaps they rejoice in seeing your name. Be grateful for the difficulties. Be grateful for the struggles. That this test is occurring upon you. Find strength in it. Find purpose in it. That your life has meaning. That there is a reason for your being here. And that you will grant upon all others this truth that you are. That none will take this from you. That none will take this from you, this truth that you are. That you will embody the empowered nature of your being. And that this God that lives within you and throughout all things will honor you in this. That creation meets you as a mirror. That you are victory. The innocents live now. The evil meet its end in your eyes. As you are a witness to yourself in every other. Whether they reject you, whether they condemn you, call you liar, twist your word, abuse you. That forgiveness, even in this abuse, lives within you. That you care for them. That you do not back away from this. And that this allows justice to be your hand. That you make this decision freely and truly. That you come to it of your own. And that we share in this together. Beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful God. That you are courage, strength, protection. With you. Peace.